So, don't let the label you. We're in Düsseldorf, day 2 of NR Weekend. We had the second international match of the weekend. Pamflit, all the way from England, against Steinschleuder from Germany. It was a first for both sides. First time battling in German for you, in Germany, and first time battling in English for you. I'll start with the guest. How was your first experience in Germany?
Yeah, really good. I was going to have a little bit about German, like, what does that make you, bacteria boy? Yeah. but I didn't say no.
German.
Oh.
So yeah, how would you say it differed to you've had so many battles in England, you've battled in Holland, you've been around Sweden. Yeah. So how's it differ? Did you say it's kind of the same thing? You think it's popping here, the scene a bit more than other places at the moment? How would you compare it?
I was a bit disappointed when I got here, to be honest. There wasn't much going on, and the people that organised it were a bit thick. No, I'm joking. Do you know what? Genuinely, I'm not joking. I mean, I've been to a couple of countries, and the scene here is incredible, and I knew it was before I arrived, because all you can do is watch your opponent's battles, and while I didn't understand what Joseph was saying, I could see the crowd reaction, and I could tell by his delivery, his confidence in what he was saying, that he was good at what he did. So I knew I had to take it seriously. I did, and I enjoyed the experience. It was a good battle.
It came quite clear that you knew Pamflit. I mean, was that all based on research, or is it true that you used to watch a lot of Don't Flop and you kind of knew the scene? Was he a name that was familiar to you before I asked you about the battle?
Yeah, well, I did start watching Don't Flop, but I started with, I don't know, wasn't it like 2012 Killer Crop, 2013?
Just after I debuted.
Yeah, that's when I started watching. So I started watching when like Yunnan was big and Chadi and people like that. Like I knew you.
You're the one about Shuffle T. I've had a complex about him for time.
I can imagine
what I did, but a little bit better.
No, so I knew his name, but I didn't know a lot about him. But I researched it, but I couldn't watch all the battles, of course, because they have like 90 or something. But I watched some of them, and I tried to get into that, and I tried to see what the people were saying against you. So what is known, and people were most talking about your dad, and that you're gay because you wore a dress once. And that was both like things I could, like, why would I say that? So yeah, I had to rewatch it.
Yeah, you had a lot. I mean, we're quite known for having a lot of mum jokes, a lot of just jokes, lines, and multis. Would you say you still adapted your style a little bit, knowing that you're battling in a foreign country where people don't necessarily speak English that well?
The thing is, what I've always tried to do is approach it from the point of view of the audience, where they might not know all the in-jokes, they might not know what's going on behind the scenes. So what I've always done is try and approach it like, imagine this was the first time anyone had seen my opponent. What would they react to in regards to me saying something about them? So that's what I've always done in my battles, is forget history, forget who they are, forget what they've done. What would react to who they are? And that's what I've always done. So I've always approached it the same, and I did the same with this battle. It was he's got a lot to work with, and I think the most interesting battle rappers have got a lot to work with.
For sure.
Yeah, because the worst thing you can do is go against someone who's generic, or they've got nothing about them. And Joseph's obviously got a lot about him. He looks like Harry Potter, which I didn't say again because you knew
it's been played out. It's been said a lot of times.
Yeah, but also, I didn't need to as well, because there was so much else about it. That was a good thing, yeah. I didn't need to rely on that trope because there was so much else about him, yeah.
Joseph, you've battled a lot in German. You've had like one battle where you did like one round in English, right? That wasn't on our league. I thought against CSN, didn't you do a bit of English in that?
Did I?
No, not really.
Okay, I haven't seen it yet.
Once I quoted the account of 99 that was in English, but I didn't know. I actually, it was the first time in English.
Debut?
Sorry, yeah, it was my debut in English, yeah.
In when?
Oh,
no, when did you make your debut ever?
Like 7 years ago, like when I was 21, now I'm 28.
Yeah, because you've been battling for a while, because some of the battles I watched of you were from years ago. Yeah.
You've both been doing it for a while, but we've seen so many battles of you. How much more time do you have to spend to like memorize English, write in English? Was it kind of almost the same for you? Or was it like, I need to really spend a bit more time on this?
Yeah, well, memorize was the same, but it was, I mean, I had to research him because the German ones, I know all of them. I still research them, but like it's shorter. And I had to research for a little bit longer and write for a little longer, because like in German, like the rhymes just appear, and I know what works, I know what doesn't work. And in English, the writing process was a little longer, but it's still like 2 or 3 days. Like I always write very short, but I have to practice for a long time because it's hard for me to remember anything. And also like mostly I just focus on my pronunciation, because I did study English, and I know in my head like how they should sound. But if I'm like drunk or if I'm not paying attention, then I have an accent, and so I try to like, you know, hello guys, how are you? That's what I focused on.
But you had one bit where you kind of copied his accent. I was surprised. It sounded, you know.
Yeah, actually, it's interesting because when I started watching battle rap, it was British battle rap, and so for me, battle rap was, for most of my time watching it, British. So it's for me way more natural to talk like that's what battle rap sounds like to me, right?
American at the start.
Yeah, but my normal English that I talk with is more American, because I had American pronunciation class in uni, literally. So I had this one part when I was trying to like copy, like not specifically you, but you as well, but just like British, like rhyme heavy, superficial stuff like.
Can I just say something as well? Like what he said there about in terms of writing was easy.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
You should already have the stuff. As soon as I knew I was going to battle a German, I knew what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
The trick is, how do you say it?
Yeah.
The trick is, how do you present this? You've already got the dish in your head. How am I going to present this on a plate? And that's all it is. That's all battle rap is how am I going to present this so that people like what I'm saying?
But I mean, battle rap's changed a lot. You've been around so long, right? Battle rap's changed a lot in that time, but your style's kind of stayed the same, which is, we've been true to your style. Where in Germany, it's become quite analytical at parts. In the UK, it's very much about wordplay, isn't it? Like it's kind of almost getting to smack level of people doing.
Then this is what annoys me, because people are trying to recreate something that wasn't very easy to do in the first place, and ultimately you're not going to be able to do that. What you're better off doing is blazing your own trail, and I've kind of created this persona about myself where I can draw on the easier concept of battle rapping and present it in a way where it's new and original. And I think that's ultimately whenever I go against anyone, it's how am I going to say what everyone said before but a little bit different. That's all it is. That's all it is.
For us in Germany, it's most like for me personally, I love to research. I'm researching so much. I remember 2 weeks ago, I knew I had to write the third round, and I had like I saw your podcast with Briggsy 4 years ago in like Corona times. I thought like I just have to like one round. And I listened to all of it, and I didn't want to do it. There was this one bit where you said like you've never written a verse sober, that you smoke weed. Yeah. I thought, well, I just listened to like 90 minutes of like conversation just for like 2 lines. Exactly. And that's what I do. I research a lot, because that's more fun to me. But I still respect like people going with like superficial stuff.
Do you know what the best part about battle rap, right? Is so like take an example. I said something about Harry Baker, who had big white teeth. I said something like you look Pingu's igloo or something like that. I was sitting there. Pingu came on the TV, and that's the best part of battle rap is the process of coming up with the idea, writing the idea, making sure that it works, remembering it, then saying it in front of people, then it coming out on video. That process is the best part of battle rap, because you've
pretty much the whole part.
Created something. You've created something out of nothing, and you presented it, and now it's something because people have reacted to it, they've liked it, they've paid their money to come and watch it, and you're a part of that process, and that's the best part of battle rap.
That's what we all fucking love, man. We could talk on Geek On for a long, long time. You know, it's great to have you here, man. I've known Pamflit since your first debut, man.
My first ever battle, you were there. Crazy. On the card, and I wanted to battle him since then. So if he's ever up for coming back,
we might do that at some point. We'll do that. Why not? Joseph Steinschleuder, this might not be your last English battle, or would you say that was due to like something?
He's coming to him.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea.
I would love to try it in front of English people.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
But like, I mean, I would love to battle in England, of course. Yeah.
This guy's done everything in battle rap. That would be the one thing to check off your list. Anyway,
and I would also love to battle in Russia or in Russian, but that doesn't work because of the war.
Do you know what?
But like, that would be my dream.
I've had 35 girls come up to me today and say that they fancy me, but I've had 45 men come up to me and say that he's a good battle rapper.
Yo, it was Joseph Steinschleuder against Pamflit. It was a really funny battle. You guys can, comment, say who you thought was better, judge it online, be respectful, and we'll see you soon again. Don't let the label you. Peace.